Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie here. Do you like space? What about ninjas? What about space ninjas with shotguns and hot women? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then Warframe is the game for you. Warframe is a free-to-play action RPG, a third-person shooter MMO, and a base builder, a flight and air combat sim, a fashion sim.
Machine, I will cut you down, break you apart, splay the gore of your profane form.
A farming sim, a music playing sim. A hunting sim, a dating sim. A fishing sim. Alright. Do you get it at this point? Warframe is a video game. Released November 2013 by Digital Extremes, Warframe was a concept that began way back in the year 2000, during which Digital Extremes were working on their video game Dark Sector, and the concepts for Warframe started to rise. And when they started working on Dark Sector and finished it, a lot of concepts and assets carried from Dark Sector to Warframe. But Warframe wasn't always all of these things at once. At first, it was a very slow, almost tactical third-person shooter. But after listening to the community and listening to the criticism that the game received, the game became the absolute beauty that it is today. The game has seen massive growth today and currently averages about 50,000 players on Steam, and that is Steam only. Warframe has its standalone launcher away from Steam, not to mention Xbox and PlayStation players who all have crossplay together. So in reality, the game probably has over 200,000 concurrent daily players. My source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
But what is true is that Warframe's growth started as very slow and it received a lot of criticism back in the day. And today it is one of the most successful titles of DE, having over 50 million registered player accounts. But what about the gameplay? While it is true that Warframe does have all of these sims inside of them, they are merely gameplay elements. At heart, Warframe is a third-person shooter with insane movement mechanics. As it is said in the name, you play as a Warframe. These are different characters that have different abilities that can be used in multiple scenarios. There is no such thing as a bad frame or a good frame. All of them have their own unique uses, and almost all of them can be used for everything, to fit your neat and autistic playstyle. As of the recording of this video, there are 60 unique Warframes, all with their own unique set of abilities and passive and uses. And there's another one coming around March 25th, 2026. The game releases constant DLCs that are completely free to play, just like the game itself. Everything in Warframe can be obtained by paying exactly $0, which is why the game will always be better than Destiny. The game also has way too many weapons to count and an endless amount of weapons releasing. These range from weapons that shoot your classic bullets, bows, energy beams, flamethrowers, shotguns, assault rifles, pistols, SMGs, saws, swords, big swords, hammer, you know the drill. I'm not gonna name all of them. But weapons are different from frames. While it is true that there is no single bad frame in the game, there are some weapons that are better than others. And I mean a lot better than others. But with the correct mods, enough autism and time, most weapons can be turned into a handheld nuke that are capable of killing the highest level enemies with a single bullet. Warframe uses a mission system inside the game's solar system, and the mission nodes on the planets are not open world but rather a somewhat open tile set map that serves its purpose for the mission itself. These are sometimes randomly generated, so don't be surprised when you do the same mission twice and it has a different layout. And each planet has a unique set of enemies and environment with their own unique and niche enemy systems. These range from genetically modified clones, robots, zombies, and all of which we will talk about very soon. As said before, each frame has a unique set of abilities and skills, so these frames can be tanks, stealth frames, press one button and everything die frames, and not to mention the insane ability to modify the ever-living hell out of your frames, whether it's modifying their abilities or their looks. Modifying a frame's looks is known as fashion frame, which is a very famous part of the game and its community.
I will cut you down, break you.
Judgment!
A visitor. Indeed, I have slept long enough.
And there are a total of 3 open world maps in Warframe. One is on Earth, another is on Venus, and another one is on the planet Deimos. There are some other minor open world maps, but we will not get into those because they are very niche and contain spoilers, and I'm trying to do this video without any spoilers. The game also has different syndicates, all with their own unique lore, purpose, motive, and they all come with unique environments, and all syndicates in Warframe, with the exception of some, have a bounty system, where you need to do the bounties on the syndicate's dedicated open world set to increase your standing with them. And other than the bounties, you can level up your syndicate by sometimes giving them rocks or fish. I am not joking. But away from the syndicates, the game also has its own unique quest system, where you progress through certain quests to unlock planets, places to go, things to do, and it also explains some major parts about the lore. Some quests are beautifully written and well orchestrated, and a certain quest turns the game into a horror game.
Of harrowed stars, of hallowed chains, speak! For an age you've guarded the divide between dust and void. Speak! From within your everlasting sacred vessel, you held the lidless eye! Speak! Rap, tap, tap.
And the quests of Warframe segues us nicely to the next segment of this video, which is... A very long time ago in the solar system existed the insanely advanced empire known as the Orokin, who are humans but are incredibly genetically modified, and they rule the solar system through biotechnology and odd immortality rituals, and they engineered entire species to serve them and maintain them. The Orokin also made an army made out of their own clones, and they mass-produced these clones that are known as the Grineers, to be their expendable soldiers and labor slaves. But eventually, as time passes, the cloning system becomes faulty, and the Grineer become mutated, and they form their own authoritarian empire which serves the Kuva Queens. The Orokin also wanted to make a biomechanical weapon which predictably spiraled out of control, and they produced a hive-like monstrous virus known as the Infestation. So after the Orokin severely messed up their current star system, they seek to colonize another star system. So they created an incredibly advanced AI and put it in robots that are capable of self-replicating and reproduction called the Sentients, which served the Orokin in the army. And they sent those Sentients to terraform another star system, known as the Tau system. In that process, the Orokin has managed to piss off a Lovecraftian entity that is known as the Void. The Void has many names. Some of these names are the Man on the Walls, which gave it the nickname Wally, the Great Indifference, the Untime, the Abyss, and Lok, and many other names. And when the Orokin sent the Sentients to the Tau system, That really pissed off the Void, so it corrupted the sentients, making them gain sentience. So they weren't always called the sentients, they were probably called robot slaves or something. And now, they want to kill not just the Orokin, but everything. So in a desperate attempt, the Orokin sent a ship that is known as the Zariman to the Tau system. That ship contained families and their children. They attempted to do that by making the ship do something called void jumping. Void jumping is the equivalent of Minecraft Nether highways.
This Nether highway is going to be really useful.
Yeah, but I'm not done yet, though.
Wait, you're not done building it?
During that process, the ship got lost in the void. And guess who got pissed? The Void. The ship had families, adults with their children. The adults went insane, started killing each other, and some of them started killing their own children. Corrupted by the Void, their mind went away, faded, like burnt paper. But not all children were killed. A lot of them survived. Dozens, or hundreds, maybe even thousands. You have no idea how big the Zariman actually is. But they were corrupted by the Void. How were the children corrupted by the Void, you say? Well, that's a very interesting question. You see, after the Orokin learned about the sentience, they became desperate to survive. So they came back to that virus they created, the infestation, and they modified it and created a new strain of technocyte virus. And they used it on humans. Once used on humans, the virus put the human subject through immense pain, turning their own subject into biometal, putting them through a painful transformation that twists their organs, flesh, and mind, making some of them go absolutely insane or become obedient slaves. And based on what that person was, or who he was, or what his past is, that's how a Warframe gained its abilities. Some Warframes don't even survive the process of the technocyte transformation. And these Warframes that made it were used in a war. But as you may noticed, the Orokin are horrible people. So eventually there was a, let's call it the rebellion for the sake of spoilers, and the Orokin fell, falling to a rebellion, barely leaving any of them alive. And when the big dog fell, the underdogs rushed to take its place. Dozens of factions rose to power, most of them insignificant. The Grineer is one of these factions, trying to expand through colonization and war and cybernetic enhancement. For after their creators fell, they had no one to shackle them, and they were quick to form a vast military-based empire across the Origin system, under the rule of the Kuva Queens. And they kept on multiplying and cloning themselves, which led to a massive and very dangerous army. But there was another noticeable faction, a race of humans who worshipped profit and advanced technology and wealth. They rose to power, and they exploited whatever remained of Orokin technology to stay on top. These guys are known as the Corpus, and they created a religion system that believes in one thing only: money, which is founded by Parvos Granum. Naturally, the Corpus follow a hierarchy system, and instead of modifications on themselves, they rely on the use of hyper-advanced technology, which makes them a dangerous threat. So the solar system has multiple threats: the Sentients, the Void, the Grineer, the Infested, the Corpus, and perhaps even more threats. But who are you? Why are you here? You are the operator. Someone who is in control of a Warframe suit. You are awakened by the Lotus after a long slumber that probably lasted for millennia, maybe even more. But how? Why? What are you doing here? What is it that you seek? It's the truth. The truth about yourself, about the universe and how things came to be. And you seek to bring balance to the solar system. I wish I could give you more answers, and I wish I could explain more things to you, but I cannot do that without any major spoilers. So where's the fun in that? Perhaps you should play the game yourself. In summary, Warframe is a wonderful game with many aspects to it, and so much things and so much content to explore. I personally have about 1,300 hours in the game, and I didn't even do all the content yet, and they keep releasing more content. But I do have some criticism, which is the first time I've ever done that in one of my videos. And while Warframe is a beautiful game with all of the things I said about it, some grind systems are old and outdated and incredibly annoying and tedious to do. Like that goddamn Kuva weapon system. Please DE, do something about it. Please make it easier to obtain those damn weapons! But as expected from an MMO, the game does have a lot of grinds. So if you're into that, please check it out. Also, the soundtrack for the game it's just fine. It's fine, there's nothing too crazy about it. Some songs are pretty neat, but unlike the past games I made a video on, I have 0 songs from the Warframe OST in my playlist. It's not a bad soundtrack, it's just, you know, it's okay. And no, this video is not sponsored by DE, I am way too small for that. But if you are interested in sending me gifts via the game gifting system, here's my username. Make sure to check out Warframe, it's free on Steam. It's also free on whatever store you are on. I will make sure to leave a Steam link in the description. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Eddie the Dragon. I will be making more videos soon, so make sure to stay updated. Thank you so much for watching. You've all been a wonderful audience, and I hope to see you again soon. Leave a like, comment for the algorithm, and enjoy the edit that I will put at the end of this video. Goodbye.